Hello and welcome to Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. What are we talking about today? Well, the insecurity in Nigeria just keep going from bad to worse. We've run out of superlative or words to describe just how bad the insecurity in the country have become. Now, at the weekend, security tensions escalated across communities in eastern Sokoto following confirmation by the Nigerian army that it has received intelligence report alleging that notorious bandit leader Bello Turji and his loyalists are conducting weapons training and tactical drills in parts of Isa local government area of Sokoto State. The development has sparked renewed fear among residents of border communities that have long suffered repeated bandit attacks, kidnappings, and cattle rustling along the Sokoto-Zamfara corridor. And major part of Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, was brought to a standstill as protesters blocked the busy Iwo Road interchange in demonstration against rising insecurity and the growing wave of kidnappings in the state. The protest, which began around 10 a.m. today, was organized by the Take It Back movement, a human rights advocacy group. The demonstrators occupied the strategic junction, disrupting traffic along one of the city's busiest transport routes. These and more insecurity stories is what we're going to be talking about today on Matters. You can call me Solo, you can call me Mr. Solo, you can call me Souls, you can call me Mr. Souls, but officially, I am Solomon Ofem. Welcome to Matters. If you're just tuning in, this is Matters on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The insecurity situation in the country continues unabated despite the intervention of and the assistance of the United States, the President Donald Trump. It is going from bad to worse and worse every day. Now, major parts of Ibadan, or your state capital, was brought to a standstill today, Monday, as protesters blocked the busy Iwo Road interchange in demonstration against rising insecurity and the growing wave of kidnappings in the state. Well, that is not surprising. That the protest, which began around 10 a.m., was organized by the Take It Back movement, a human rights advocacy group. The demonstrators occupied a strategic junction, disrupting traffic along the one of the city's busiest transport route. Now, public outcry has continued to mount over the abduction of the protesters called on the government to take urgent steps to tackle insecurity and secure the release of 39 abducted school children and teachers in Oyo State, which occurred in Orire local government area in May and remains unresolved. But our major concentration today is a very interesting situation where security tensions have escalated across communities in eastern Sokoto following the confirmation of the Nigerian army. Again, the Nigerian army has confirmed that it has received intelligence reports alleging that notorious bandit leader Bello Turji and his loyalists are conducting weapons training and tactical drills in part of Isa local government area of Sokoto State. The development has sparked renewed fear among residents of border communities who have long suffered repeated bandit attacks, kidnappings, and cattle rustling along the Sokoto-Zamfara corridor. I don't even know what to say. I mean, the audacity for me, I mean, no fear that the government is going to clamp down on them. It is just appalling. Now, joining me to help analyze this is Musa Sunusi Ahmad. He's a documentarian and principal trade media company. Mr. Ahmad, thank you very much for joining us on Matters today on VOP 90.3 FM.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let's start. I mean, we have several insecurity stories to talk about, and the protest going on in Ibadan after the abduction of school children and teachers. I mean, these school abduction has been going on for years, starting with the Chibok girls. Well, let's start with this army's, the Nigerian army's intelligence report, which further, I'm trying to find the right word. These further, will I say, is bringing credence and legitimacy to various rumors that the government is complicit as far as insecurity is concerned, because the Nigerian army has confirmed that they've received intelligence about notorious bandit leader Bello Turji and his loyalists conducting weapons training and tactical drills in part of Isa local government area of Sokoto State. What's your take on this situation?
Okay. Once again, thank you for having me. The news going around, or the intelligence going around with regard to Bello Turji led groups undergoing drills and armament training is really, for now, we can't just say a lot, because it seems to be even the Defense Intelligence Administration in Nigeria are trying to collect the intelligence and authenticate and verify the intelligence, but not to take it as a surprise. I'm telling you, for a long time, there are lots of news, a lot of intelligence going around, and even facts, not even all by news agencies, no, by social media influencers, content creators are throwing a lot of videos, and even the bandits themselves are sharing these videos, demonstrating how they are training themselves, preparing themselves for insurgencies, and nothing have been done to make sure how can we curtail them. And the major concern is all about supply chain. By now, if Nigeria as a government, our army, our military, and our intelligence complex, including the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, the DSS, and every other person involved, including the Defense Intelligence Administration, by now they suppose figure out their supply chain.
Now, before we talk about the supply chain, let's talk about the audacity of having these weapons and tactical drills in public, because if the story is everywhere, it means they're not exactly hiding this weapons training. What do you think is giving them that audacity? I mean, when this insecurity started, when we hear stuff like Sambisa Forest and so many other forests that, started coming out, it was looking like more of a different sphere. It wasn't looking like these forests are located in Nigeria, or they are located in one spiritual realm, or whatsoever. But now it's been confirmed that these forests are indeed real. They're not in dreamland. They are tangible, they are real, they are here in Nigeria. But right now, they've left the forest. They're staying in communities, and much more visible area. So what do you think is propelling them? What do you think is giving them that audacity to come out from the open? come out to the open rather?
To be sincere with ourselves, the major thing that encouraged them and incentivized their operations is since from day one, when accountability is not a thing in Nigeria, and it's not started today, is when justice only operates or become actionable when it comes to someone who have nothing to leverage. You are poor, you have nothing to trade it with government. And even you do the worst, you have money, you are rich, you are influential politician or a businessman, nothing will happen to you in Nigeria. Since we get ourselves in that where our judiciary system has been broken, where nobody can be taken into account or checkmated, asking a lot of questions is becoming a concern, whereby a lot of journalists, if you ask a lot of questions, they are going to blackmail you, sabotage you. And if these two things never works, you have to make life miserable for your loved ones. And you have to comply and you go silent. Since we find ourselves in that angle, that is when everything gets scattered. And that is when these people get audacity, not just to operate, get their operations. They are doing TikTok. They are doing Instagram. So their audacity is no longer.
They are all over the place.
Case, in retrospect, these people, they are kidnapping high-profile individuals. A senior citizens like a major in the Nigerian military architecture. They are kidnapping police officers. They are kidnapping veterans. They are kidnapping rich and wealthy individuals. And in recent, they even kidnapped the family member of Adile, the candidate for the APC Oyo State gubernatorial election. So these people, they have the audacity. They have their guns. So why not they could not get audacity to do what they do as they wish? When Boko Haram started in 2002, it spent almost like 7 years. Nothing have happened. No any consequences or counter narratives against the narratives Sheikh Mohammed Yusuf have been propagating. And even after his death in custody in 2009, Sheikh, the notorious leader that picked office as that office, he spent over 11 years as a notorious terrorist, and Nigerian government have never been able to even come closer to getting his life. So that is telling you a lot. And Bello Turji, for all of Bello Turji has been something in Nigeria. At worst, we are talking about good 5 years. Him coming to prominence is COVID-19 era to date. And the Nigerian government were unable to catch him. And all our operation, military operations, policing operations, they were not having correct and genuine military intelligence coordination. And also, a lot of Nigerian officers are trading our information.
We keep hearing
God
that.
knows how this information are leaking out to these people.
I mean, isn't
Christmas,
that obvious?
The Christmas package from the US, from Donald Trump, we got. That Christmas package, the Laporal group get an intelligence that something is the coordination that this attack, this thing will be thrown toward, is heading to them. So they should leave. And in the eve of that attack, they left that area. That means someone has shared the coordinations.
But isn't that
other investigation have been taken? And today, the foreign minister of Nigeria that have laid that operation together with Nuribado, they are all alive, and majorly they are having a lot of political interest, and no any panel have been organized to investigate how that intelligence were leaked. That means someone is trading our information.
But isn't that obvious? Isn't that obvious? Because so we keep hearing, hello, Mr. Ahmad. Can you hear me, Mr. Ahmad? Hello.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so you're talking about leaking intelligence. Well, isn't that obvious, where we keep hearing that the Nigerian military has been using a non-kinetic approach, in the sense that a non-combatant approach. These people have been absorbed into the community, and if reports or rumors or anything to be believed, these people are being brought into the Nigerian army, the Nigerian military. We keep hearing that report. Do you think the report is true or authentic?
How do you mean these people are brought into the Nigerian military complex?
I mean, that's the news we
It's
keep
just like,
hearing. We keep
it's just
hearing we
like
keep
the
hearing
issue
that
is this.
these bandits are being employed into the Nigerian army.
Oh, believe me, they were not employed or recruited. We have a lot of de-radicalization programs by the previous governments. Both the Goodluck Jonathan, the Buhari administration have run de-radicalization programs of Boko Haram and all other agitators in the country. Even those in the southeast, in the southwest, led by Iboho, and even in Boko Haram and the northwest by bandits, all of them were involved. There are radicalization programs.
So
But
do you think this
at no
radical
point
do you think this
Nigerian government has.
de-radicalization program is working? Because obviously it is not.
No, the radicalization is not working. We have been calling the attention of the government. The way they are running the radicalization program, it can never work, because they are just making people, some set group of people rich. Let's take, for example, the Boko Haram radicalization program. Borno State government received a certain amount of money every month to distribute into these candidates of these radicalization programs. But every month, when it comes to distributing of that money, it becomes a marketplace for commissioners, for SSAs, and a lot of people involved in it. So it becomes a business. In a retrospect, a lot of people have become multi-billionaires through these radicalization programs. And it's not working, in the sense that a lot of these radicalized people, they pick arms, they go back to the bush, and they re-strategize, knowing that this is a business. So the Nigerian government, where we are getting things wrong, is that we are not hyper-coordinated, and we are not intentional about solving these problems. And it's not about either kinetic or non-kinetic approach. It's all about knowing the problem at hand and knowing how to solve these problems. And negotiation is not an answer. The answer is, how can you create a narrative that will counter their narratives? And then they will be depopularized, in the sense that they will not be having the courage, and the citizens who have a sympathy for them. If you could remember, when Nigeria we have a civil war, before the civil war, we have the early agitators in the likes of Major Isaac of the late Ijo, to build the Niger Delta as a country. We have Ojuku. We have even Murtala Muhammad leading an operation called Araba and the likes. All these people, they are intentional of what they want. And when things go south, they traded for their security and their future.
Okay. Now,
Ojuku traded his future and he left the country for an asylum. Isaac, same. And this has been happening. And even Sunday Igboho is in Nigeria now.
Now, let's rewind.
His future. He ran to Germany and the likes. So the insecurity will continue, because we are creating business out of this insecurity challenge. Not knowing that as things goes on, we lost everything. The recent thing that has been going on in the Southwest, that even raised the alarm nationwide, to Northerners, to many Northerners, it's not a new thing. But today, there are protesters in Iwo Road, and they are trying to make sure that they halt the economic heartbeat of Lagos.
Okay, let's rewind, Mr. Unisa. Let's rewind. Let's take this step by step. Okay, so let's rewind. Now, according to several information we get as journalists, I mean, it's all over the place. There is constant and consistent stories that these insurgents, after the de-radicalization program, and after the they are being absorbed into the community, and part of the absorption is that they are being recruited into the Nigerian army. I heard you said in passing that that is not true. Are you certain that that is not true?
From the available information so far, I don't believe so far I have read anything or read any information or
I mean,
any
it's
intelligence.
all over the internet. It's stories we read almost on daily basis that
Wait,
these insurgents, after the de-radicalization program, they are being one, they are being absorbed into the community. Two, they are being will I say compensated with money to start work, and some of them are being recruited into the Nigerian army. It's all over the news, so it's not something that I'm just saying.
Okay, there are three things which I maybe we need to fact check. I don't know all. I'm open to learning things. The absorption has been going on, but there are a lot of hiccups with regard to societal absorption, and there is some backlash that resulted in Maiduguri, in Yola, in Gombe, and even in Bauchi, that this radicalization in Niger states have not received, where these people were not well welcomed into their community. And in the
Okay.
recent, there are a lot of other, they are not welcome. And this money thing, I already earlier told you, the money concern, a lot of people are getting richer. Commissioners in Maiduguri, SSAs in Maiduguri, and the likes, and even at the federal government and the military officers are getting super rich. We had a senior military officer in Nigeria calling these de-radicalized as clients. I know
Wow.
you, and he is calling them clients. So, but what I am not certain so far is the recruitment of these radicalized people into our military or security
So,
architecture. I can't
how
confirm
else
that
do you
so far for now.
explain the tactical leakage?
Okay, the tactical leakage is all about trading this information with the sponsors of the bandits, the Boko Haram,
Who
and
are those? Who are those? I mean, because these tactical know-how is the formation starts from the top. So how do you think a few generals and lieutenants came together, have a secret meeting of a tactic, and then somehow the bandits get to find out this information and get the tactical information that senior military officers of the Nigerian army have, other than the fact that one or two of them in the Nigerian army are either working with the bandit or bandit sympathizers, or were somehow recruited into the Nigerian army.
okay, it's all about these people, whoever is sponsoring either Boko Haram or banditry or Bello Turji and the likes, or the kidnappers ring, or all the concerned communal issues we are having in the middle belts and other parts of Nigeria. These people are highly influential and they are highly connected. And that's why I tell you, when we have a concern, when our birthday gift from the White House in last December that affected a lot of communities in Kwara and some part of Sokoto, a lot of community members say they have seen the Lakurawa people leaving their destination, their place, in the eve of that attack. Until this date, no panel have been organized or set to investigate how these people have learned about this attack and they leave their destination. And this is exactly what I'm telling you. We are having a lot of intelligence leakages, and no any investigation panel have been brought forward to investigate this, the commandants, the major generals, all the people involved in discussing strategy and how this information leaked. Definitely one of them have sold or traded Nigerian information, and nobody have done anything to make sure that he were brought into justice. And that is what I'm telling you. The reason why these people are getting audacity is knowing that nothing will happen and nobody will be brought them to justice. If you see someone is brought to justice, you are incapacitated economic-wise, health-wise, or in any other ways, and you are politically incapacitated or business incapacitated, educationally incapacitated. Just in as much you are incapacitated, that is when you are brought to justice. But in as much you have something to trade. We have just recently talked of Sunday Igbo. Sunday Igboho traded for his freedom, and today Sunday Igboho is free, and he is even giving trade to the kidnappers. And maybe that his trade were part of the things the kidnappers take into consideration to give out some release. So the thing is,
okay. Now
the situation we have at heart in the
we will
country.
talk about Sunday Igboho and even what's this other man's name?
Namdi Kanu.
Gumi. We will talk about
Okay,
those
Ahmad Gumi.
negotiators. Well, let's go further into this information, talking about the according to the military intelligence, that these drills, these weapons training forms part of recent supply of equipment and weapons delivered to the group, raising concerns over an increase in the firepower among armed gangs operating in the area. Now, reports also indicated the presence of newly recruited fighters with advanced combat experience, with security observers warning that this could strengthen the group's operational capacity if unchecked. Now, let's talk about the supply of these weapons. That is a border problem, don't you think?
The issue is not a border problem. The one is so perilous.
I mean, because these weapons are brought in from outside the country. Or are you saying that these weapons are being produced and created in Nigeria?
No. They just most of the procedure for distribution of these weapons and armaments to the bandits and the jihadists is they are using helicopters and helipads and even drones to distribute those things.
I mean, even the sky is part of a border, isn't it? It's air border.
The challenge is that I'm just trying to tell you that the world is so open beyond what you can understand.
Okay.
What is the most important thing is, how can you be taking account and bringing people to justice wherever they are? Of recent, we have had the Nigerian immigration have brought in individuals around the Southwest and Kwara border communities that are not documented Nigerians, and they are from other parts of West Africa. And you brought these people, what do? You call in their ambassador, and the ambassador answered. So in the case of the armaments, all Nigerian government have to do is deploy DSS officers, deploy Nigerian intelligence officers, deploy the defense intelligence officers on the ground, do their homework, and get the codes, the numbers, the details of this armament, so that we could be able to trace who produced this armament. Once we know who produced this armament, we know the country these armaments are from, we summon their ambassador that you need to produce the individuals that produce this armaments. You can't produce armaments without code. Not for anything, but for your own business. And the people producing these stuffs, they are business people. So they cannot just produce armaments without batch number or batch codes.
So instead of locking our border, you think the best option is to call the ambassadors of the countries that this weapon are being produced? How do you think that will work? Because at the end of the day, these weapons merchants and weapons trading are definitely illegal stuff. It's not something that the ambassadors of this country will know. But don't you think the problem is bringing them into the country, and it still has to do with immigration, borders, both air and land, that is very, very porous?
Most often, these armaments are brought into the country not through the rightful procedures. Is if they just find a
definitely, but it's still leaked border nonetheless.
They use a lot of trafficking means and a lot of procedures. But what I am trying to just tell you is, smuggling is encouraged when you don't understand how to manage international laws. Remember when Buhari closed borders? Businesses open, a lot of smuggling outfits open their business. Where you, in Oyo State that we are talking, and in Abeokuta in Ogun, we have a lot of car dealers turned rice smugglers. They are using their cars to upload hundreds of bags of rice from other countries to Nigeria. As a business, you are encouraging smuggling. And this thing cannot be stopped. All you have to do is you have to checkmate it and take into account. But if you check FIG investigation reported that a lot of our officers are part of the problem. In a situation whereby an immigration officer, a custom officers, they are getting returns. And to these days, nobody questioned FIG reports, investigations. And no panel has been set to further investigate this situation. The news just go on, and the guy probably just disappear for a time, and nothing happens. So, and as we speak today, there are a lot of intelligence reports going around that the U.S. officers are taking charge in Bauchi State. In fact, they are taking control of an airport in Bauchi State. And till this date, nobody have even tried to take these people into account. And to this date, we have officers, U.S. officers, marshalling at their activities in the country. And nobody is taking them into account of what they are doing, how they are doing, and a lot of planes are coming from different parts of their base to Nigeria, and nobody knows what they are carrying or what they are taking out. And again, we are not even going to the deeper problem, the concern on mining. France already have interest. The last mission President Tinubu have in France, we were able to close a deal with a France mining corporation, a France mining company that have interest in Zamfara State. And these guys, from all indication, probably they are in town already. And nobody has even talking about the stones market and a lot of illegal mining markets that these bandits are already operating in. So the concern is we need to bring everybody to justice, take everybody into account. That is when you can do the right thing. Take, for example, we are talking of Ahmad Gumi. Ahmad Gumi have been questioning the means the Nigerian government have been handling the situations. And nobody have brought him into questioning and saying that, okay, what do you
I'm
do
sorry.
hello.
We talking about the same Sheikh Gumi here?
Yeah.
That he's been cautioning the government about how they are handling the terrorists.
Yes, and for your information, Gumi is a former military officer. He's a trained Nigerian military officer, a medical doctor.
Okay. So what is it? What was it he was cautioning the government about the bandits that they are not listening? Because what we know is that he's been facilitating a negotiation between the bandits and government in several communities. You think that's a good approach?
What we have from the available information and where we are is just all about peacekeeping missions to all this hideout of these people. And I don't believe he have got any mandate from the Nigerian government to negotiate anything. All he is part of is a part of a peacekeeping mission to hide out of these bandits and kidnappers. And to their different deeds.
But you said a moment ago that the negotiation with the bandits is not working. Gumi has been the facilitator of that negotiation with the bandits. It's like you're saying two different things here.
No, me personally, I don't believe in the negotiation with them. I believe in working out a strategy that will wipe them out. And I can't tell you kinetic or non-kinetic. We need to do our homework. Any architecture or structure that is part of our security architecture needs to do their homework. I'm telling you, many Nigerians don't know that we have NIA, Nigerian Intelligence Agency. Many Nigerians don't know even we have Defense Intelligence Administration. Many Nigerians don't know we have other security architecture, even police intelligence. And we have military police in Nigeria that are bringing military officers into order. And we have a lot of other structures in our security architecture that are part of the bigger picture. Just take, for example, the road safety. Road safety, they're supposed to be giving us a lot of intelligence about movement of every vehicle in Nigeria. And we have BIO, we have Nigerian police. To the worst of all, if I to be surprised, Nigerian military officers now have turned, they are just, I don't know how to mention it. They are just they are protecting just expatriates in Nigeria.
Okay.
And now construction people, which is not part of their work.
Now let's stay with Gumi.
I'm telling you that someone is not doing his homework.
Let's stay
not doing their homework.
Let's stay with Sheikh Gumi here. I really want to know what you think of him, because the latest about him is him blasting the federal government for tagging Bandit as terrorists. He doesn't believe in Bandit as a terrorist. He doesn't think they are terrorists. He thinks they are fellow Nigerians, misunderstood people. He recently has raised fresh concern. I'm talking about Sheikh Ahmad Gumi. He recently raised fresh concerns over the Nigerian government's decision to classify armed bandits as terrorists. He said the move has effectively shut down any remaining possibility of dialogue between religious leaders and the armed groups. Do you agree with him on this?
Probably I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him, to short it straight. What I believe is that it's very wrong. It's very, very wrong to quickly get into leveling people without doing your homework. It's a big problem. Just like, oh, you see someone dressing like this, you just presume and make an assumption.
Can you explain that, please? I don't understand.
So what I'm just trying to say is that we have go to a level of saying a certain group of people, they are just terrorists. If you say Fulani man, you just level him a terrorist. Today in Southeast and Southwest.
No, but this is not. This is not what is going on here. Hello, Mr. Ahmed.
Because the Nigerian government decided to level any planning group as terrorist group.
But this is not what is going on here. We are talking about this bandit, to be precise. We're not talking about liberating any particular ethnic group. We're talking about bandit. He is blasting the federal government for tagging bandit as terrorist.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
That for me, any strategy that involves just quickly leveling people without bringing them to justice, that is why I have a problem. But who is a terrorist? You ask yourself. Anybody that fits into the categories of people that are terrorists, then you call him a terrorist. Okay, just someone pick a gun, you do nothing to him, and he just kill you. He's a terrorist. Okay, all of a sudden, someone is trying to, in a democratic nation, someone force you to do something out of the constitution of Nigeria. It's a terrorist act. In fact, it's a dictatorial act. Just like we have a lot of dictatorial moves by a lot of government officials in the country. And we are doing nothing. And you cannot call them dictators. The minute you call them dictators, I'm telling you, the next seconds, you see police officers or DSS officers at your home. And a lot of concern is that any person who is part of our security complex, just go and do their homework. Bello Turji brought evidence against him, call him a terrorist, and just let him go to a court and treat him according to the law.
But
not as a group.
Like
people are calling Lakurawa group. Lakurawa, they are using decentralized form of government. They learned from Boko Haram, so they don't identify a leader now. They are just group. They are a form of alliance for a mission.
Now, but
And you can see that, okay, we have seen Bello Turji, Kachalla Sabubu, Halilu Sabubu, we have still Alero, we saw Dogo Gide, we saw all these people have come into prominence. And of recent, we have had the loyalists of Turji that are part of this tactical training in the likes of Kachalla Ibrahim Chimo. And we all know that the training, they must have an outside help, a well-trained military officer to provide those grades. And Nigerian government and our intelligence architects are supposed to get this intelligence for the use of Nigerian government. And today, as
why do you think, hello, Mr. Akmal, why do you think the federal government is not using Gumi as an intelligence operator? Because clearly he knows a lot about these bandits. He works with them. He helps. He's served as a negotiator and a middleman between the government, communities, and these bandits. He knows a lot about these bandits. So why do you think the federal government is not making use of Sheikh Gumi's knowledge of the bandits to eradicate them?
So I think Gumi have led a peacekeeping. I have not had
several, not just a several peacekeeping, several. He has even come out to say it himself.
The Nigerian government have not ever given him a mandate to negotiate on behalf of Nigerians.
But the federal government uses him as a middleman and a negotiator.
So in that case, Nigerian government, all what Nigeria want to do is brought Gumi into questioning room. Try to extort any information you can get from him.
And that is the point. Why do you think they've not brought him in? Why do you think they've not brought him in?
I think there are a lot of concern. First is that Nigerian government is afraid of any move that will bring an uprising from the north, especially things that are religious sensitive. And the minute now, Erufai is now where is Erufai now? So and you know, and now you take Gumi and hold Gumi for a while. It will bring a tension in the country, especially in the north part of the country, and a lot of Nigerians who in this part will start questioning things around with religious sentiment and religious perspective. The first thing is be bringing him for weekly interview sessions whereby you would exalt everything about him, and also make sure that you get the appropriate intelligence from his communications.
In other words, don't you think there's a northern leadership problem? Because if, as you said, and obviously it's not exactly out of place, that the federal government are afraid of northern backlash. One of the major reasons why they've not been able to invite Sheikh Gumi for questioning, don't you think it's a problem with it? There's a huge problem with the leadership in the north, because obviously they are tolerating this banditry in the north.
It's not about leadership challenge. Leadership is a national problem in Nigeria.
It is, but at this time we're talking about insecurity that is ravaging, especially the north.
We are talking of insecurity. This earlier in this morning, you told me that there are protesters in Iwo Road.
Yes, in Oyo State. Yes.
What are they protesting for?
For insecurity, exactly. But we don't get the same thing in the north, despite years and years of ravaging in the north by insecurity. Because if a lot of northerners come out to protest the insecurity just got to Ibadan, just got to Oyo State, and they've started protesting, they've started mounting pressure on the government. Why is that not happening in the north? Starting from the leaders.
You need to go back to history. When in 2014 the Chibok girls were abducted, who started the protest? Who led the protest? And maybe you can try to enter the presidency and ask the head girl of the presidency. She can give you a lot of details. And Aisha Yusufu and the likes, they can give you a lot of information. And with the issue of Leah Sharibu, you can remember that there are protests all over the north.
Now, the reason why I'm saying this, obviously it started there, but it died down, and maybe the protest was against the wrong people, because as you said before, I don't understand why Sheikh Gumi have been walking free despite all the knowledge he knows about insecurity, and the federal government have refused to bring him in because of fear of backlash from the north.
The issue is
That means
you have not commit any illegality as so far as we know. All we are asking you, if we are to do, is bring Gumi for questioning and make sure you brought in your best handlers that will be able to excavate good intelligence from this guy, knowing that he have a lot of information, he knows a lot of people, and he's talking to a lot of other people. If you can brought him for a 24 hours questioning, and you brought in your best questioners from the Nigerian military, from the intelligence, all our to question him and put him in corner for 24 hours, do that for a week, and next week you brought him. By the fourth week, you will get whatever you want. But for now, you don't have the basis to just come and catch him. Or say, oh, he commits some problem. What are the crimes he have committed? Or do you want to say that he have gone against Nigeria? He have committed a problem?
Is negotiation with banditry not enough cause for not enough reason for them to bring him for questioning?
The thing is, he is not negotiating. He is doing a peacekeeping. That is what he is doing. For him to negotiate with these people, he have to have a mandate from the federal government of Nigeria or a state government, so he can negotiate on their behalf. So
you think he's doing peacekeeping, not negotiation.
People, the children of Oyo, is led by negotiators. So there are a lot of negotiators and fixers cashing out of these situations. And Gumi, as we speak today, there are a lot of different people that know even more than Gumi, but the Nigerian intelligence architecture are not doing their homework. We have DSS officers that are going everywhere to call themselves DSS officers.
Hello, Mr. Ahmad. I'm finding it difficult to get where you stand here. I'm finding it difficult to get where you stand in Sheikh Gumi's situation, because a lot of people think, I mean, even he has come out to say he's negotiating with government. You are calling it, Mr. Ahmad, are calling it peacekeeping, and because of that, it's not a reason to invite him for intelligence briefing, and So I want to understand. I want to understand your take here.
Okay. Let me just tell you my stance. My stance is Gumi is not a negotiator. That is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
If you are to become a negotiator, you have to negotiate on someone's behalf. And Gumi, to this date, he has not negotiated on behalf of anyone.
He's been negotiating with the bandit.
On behalf of who?
On behalf of different communities, or even the federal government sometimes, especially when they went to release bandits.
Do you as a press, do you have any document or letter of assignment forward to the Gumi?
So what about his own words? Because he has come out on interview saying several times about the negotiations. What about his own words?
He has been talking about their missions to hide out of this bandit and kidnappers. That we have gone to these people. These people have said that they are ready to drop their arms if the Nigerian government is ready to negotiate with them and deliver certain set of things. And he just served as an information carrier for these people.
And you think that is right? You think that is right with the number of deaths they've caused?
We have almost 3 clerics in the north who are gone for such peacekeeping, and they have come out with informations and demands from these bandits. And this had happened during Mohammed Yusuf of Boko Haram. This had happened during the Boko Haram issue, the Sheikh crisis. And there are a lot of information carriers. And I know there are a lot of things going on. And we have issues whereby Ahmad Salkida of Human Angle, one of the leading information outlets in insecurity and insurgency outlets in the world, West Africa, as we speak today.
Now,
Ahmad Salkida had to leave Nigeria, in fact, exiled to Dubai, for this questioning of him serving as an information carrier. And
now for all the people you've mentioned, Sheikh Gumi have been the most vocal. He's come out to do countless interviews. I mean, it right now is even on my screen here on the statement he made. So why not start with him?
That is the question you can ask the Nigerian security architecture. Why not bring him for questioning, so that you could be able to gather intelligence, and maybe you can bring in prosecutors that may gather something to prosecute him on. But as we speak today, from the open thing that we know so far, the Nigerian government don't have something to prosecute Gumi for.
I don't agree. They have a lot to prosecute for. The problem is the political will.
What can they prosecute him on?
So you don't.
Him serving as a career, or him going for peacekeeping?
Peacekeeping. I'm trying to understand the peacekeeping here, the angle here. You mean he's trying to negotiate peace between people that have killed thousands and kidnapped people with the federal government? I'm trying to understand your peacekeeping angle here.
That is where the clash of interests come. If you are questioning him, then you have to question the Nigerian government of Goodluck Jonathan, the Buhari administration, and even this administration.
We understand. Look. Every government has been complicit, starting from the Jonathan government.
Because all of them have run de-radicalization programs, and these de-radicalization programs, the first angle of this de-radicalization program is sending people to come for peacekeeping.
Which even you has alluded to that it is not working. I mean, that's why we're having this conversation, aren't we?
That is why earlier I have the basis that we have built this conversation. That is the reason why everybody in Nigeria is getting the audacity to do as he wish. Is knowing that if you have money, if you have power, you have influence, you have political class, nobody can brought you to justice. Imagine that people are bringing El-Rufai to justice because he don't have power. People are bringing Malami to justice because he don't have power. And these are all the crimes they have committed. They are crimes they have committed when they are in power. And nobody were able to bring them into justice during that time. So all I'm just telling you is, the issue is everybody, all this bandit will keep getting audacity to do as you wish until Nigerians come together and start making sure that everybody who do something, no matter his class, will be brought into the justice, and justice will be cooked for him as a breakfast. Not, for example, today, we have election rigging. If you have money, you get cleared. No matter what evidence you can present, you can't win against someone with money. You go. A lot of our correctional center prisons have been overpopulated. Even in this situation we are, there are a lot of intelligence coming that a lot of judiciary stopped sending people for awaiting trial because these people were sent and they are eating a lot of food, and a lot of prison governors are not cashing out in that machine, and nobody is doing anything. And again, if you go further, you can go to realize that if we keep going in this direction, we are going to create a scenario whereby the government itself could not be able to run itself. Because the answer to all this major problem is a structure, economic structure. Economic structure that will serve everybody. Money will circulate around the country, and nobody will even start thinking of carrying armaments. The worst type of people we have is pirates. In thousands, in the late 90s and early thousands, even late thousands, one of the major challenges in Nigeria is pirates. You are traveling from Kano to Lagos, people can stop you and collect some of your goods and
Now,
let you leave.
now,
Go
look,
into South
I
Africa and
understand. I understand what you're
so,
trying.
but
I
then,
understand what you're trying to say. Nigeria have myriads of challenges: economic challenge, political challenge. But the conversation we're having here is all about the insecurity and the terrorism and the banditry in the north. So we've analyzed several situations here. We know Nigerians have problem. We've talked about the economic side. We've talked about the political side and the bad politics and bad democracy that we practice here in Nigeria. We've talked about that. But I just wish we would have narrowed this conversation more to the insecurity, the terrorists, and the role that this
the challenge is that
negotiator, or as you call it,
the challenge is
peacekeepers.
insecurity in Nigeria cannot be narrowed into security concern, because the major challenge that produces insecurity is injustice. So the problem of insecurity in Nigeria
Injustice,
is judicial,
injustice
is
against who?
judicial.
Injustice
So
against who?
injustice against many Nigerians who Nigeria as a entity, as a country, cannot serve them the needed justice they deserved. And I'm not talking about the bandit alone. I'm talking about now today. Bandits are attacking civilians, and Nigerian government could not be able to brought bandits to justice.
Okay.
A lot of Nigerian citizens and civilians, good Nigerians, like the children in the southwest,
Okay.
they are good Nigerians. They are trying to play by the Nigerian book. They are going to school. Teachers are trying to be good Nigerians. They are volunteering their time, even without good payment.
Okay.
They go to school to teach children.
We have to end it here. We have to.
They were kidnapped. For how many days?
We have to end it here, Mr. Ahmad.
They don't even visit for to sympathize with the family.
Okay.
And they were not able to brought them into justice until Sunday Igbo were able to throw in threats.
Okay, we have to end it here, Mr. Ahmad. Thank you very much for your time. We have to open the phone lines for people to start making their contribution. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. And I believe Nigerians will keep pushing and making sure they take their leaders into account and make sure that our judicial system is serving Nigeria, because judiciary and press are everything for a nation of democracy.
Thank you. Thank you. That was Musa Sunusi Ahmad, documentarian and principal trade media company, talking to us live from Kano State. It is time to join the conversations. Number to call 0700-903-903-903. Again, 0700-903-903-903. Or 0803-692-9933. Again, 0803-692-9933. You can call or message us on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp line is 081-717-56338. Again, 081-717-56338. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Matters.
Good afternoon, Mr. Soul.
Good afternoon. Welcome to VOP.
I greet you.
I greet you too.
My name is Shola. I'm calling from Egbeda this afternoon.
Okay, Shola, go ahead, sir.
Yes, straight to the point. The guest you had, no matter how he tries to exonerate, what's his name, Gumi, he's a negotiator for evil perpetrators. Okay, how can you say that somebody is not initially when you were telling that you negotiated, my mind was going to the fact that it will only be money. But you might not only negotiate for money. You might negotiate that, okay, if he's calling him a peace, that is a peacemaker. What are you making peace for? A criminal, for people that kill, not even criminal, people that are killers, terrorists, which means that he is also complicit. But I don't blame somebody like Gumi or those advocating for this criminal. I blame the government because the government itself, any sane government in the world will not give somebody like Gumi any audience. Immediately, Gumi says he wants to even make peace alone. He will be in jail. That is what it means. So Gumi is complicit. Either we like it or not. Even the government, Nigerian government, I may go to say it already. We are not dummies. They are complicit too. That is what is just there. So it's left for Nigerians to know that we have a president who is a commander-in-chief of the armed forces who has the responsibility to protect lives and properties, but he's not doing it because he has a list of the terrorist sponsors. He has never mentioned them. They have never gone after them. All they are doing is politicking. So Nigerians, whatever way you can defend yourself, it's in your hands. That is just my point. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Join the conversation 08036929933. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Soul.
Yeah, welcome
Good
to
afternoon,
VOP. Good
Mr.
afternoon. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is you, Mr. Soul.
Okay, you say, go
But
ahead.
so you asked your guest a question, and the question was, what is giving this guy the brazenness, the boldness, and the alacrity to do what they do without fear, and their consistency is very high. Look, Mr. Solomon, it's on three areas: intelligence. When I'm talking about intelligence, I talk about intelligence sharing, intelligence operation, and intelligent navigation. Now, they saw that the states have failed. Our government and our security apparatus are not in charge. They failed in all these three regulators for intelligence. So that means they don't have any reason to fear. Are you getting Mr. Soul? Now, if you have intelligence, you lack the resources. You have intelligence and you have the resources. You will still fail. Now, if you have the resources and lack intelligence, you still fail because both of them work side by side. So in this regard, those guys have said that the government has failed to control regions. And listen, before any operations, there is always a communication network. Now, if you cannot intercept that communication, how would you now stop the operations? When they go to operate successfully, then they cannot see any reason to be afraid. Now, this is your guest. He said that the government should negotiate with them to give them justice. Justice in sense of what? Negotiate with them in sense of what? That they want their reasons for going after this operation to kill, to maim and to destroy communities, to be given to them, then they will not allow every Nigerians in their communities to have peace. Mr. Solomon, is not true. Now, this guy, what are they killing for? What do they want? Are they killing Nigerians to Islamize or bring a kind of negative doctrine, indoctrination? Is that what they're doing? Now, what do they want outside that? So, Gumi is just not, Gumi is an agent of this darkness. Now, if it's a country like America, listen to me. In Russia, if you just open your mouth to share this kind of sympathy, they will kill you. Now, what America will do, they will use you to get their information, and they will kill you at the end of the day. Okay. So I don't understand these areas of injustice he was talking about, and negotiating through the means of Gumi. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, Solo.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Matters on VOP.
Good afternoon, Solo. I greet you.
I greet you too. Tell us your name. Where are you calling
from? Mazis Sonny calling from Ojalaba.
Okay, Mazis Sonny, go ahead.
Solo, you see, I don't understand where their analysts are very disagreed for their young man. I don't know why he completely man be. See, somebody that jail somebody for 15 years because he get information that the Boko Haram is operated in a community and you give information. That's the reason why they jail that man 15 years. So now, this man, they cover Sheikh Gumi, that is the government don't know about Sheikh Gumi. Saying that Sheikh Gumi they do mission, peace mission work. I don't that. Somebody, you see, let me tell you, Solo, from now to tomorrow, Sheikh Gumi is working for government, and they already paid it for us that thing. And the government, if you say no one for government, why government no challenge Sheikh Gumi? Let me telling you, this is when we talk now. I just we don't disturb ourselves. The only thing is say let the federal government, even the legislative people, supposed to hold a government responsible, because government is doing for us. That our government, them brought these people. Now them they create these people. Now them they create for the society. Now them they bring them for the armed forces. So I'm telling you, let me tell you, Solo. You see, this is what we're talking about. It's very deep now. From now to 2027, the most worst one will come. Nigeria will scatter the go every day by day.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Matters on VOP.
Yeah, this is Emeka from August.
Okay, Emeka, go ahead.
Yeah, Solo, what I want to say is this insecurity cannot be easy to stop. One lie says so. The chief
Hello. We're losing connection with you.
In militaries for what to do, because in military I believe that is obey the last order. Now, has he ever won the rise that I give general of army so hour if all this is had not did not stop, this and this will ever happen? Listen, Solo, what you have to know is that this is a government inside governments, and that is the reason why Nigeria governments are having negotiation with the higher government among them. And bear it in mind that this government was not being, this Nigeria government we are saying, are the government that gave to us by the judiciary court and the INEC, not by the masses. So now the federalism that is ruling this nation, those that that is the fathers in authority that put the authorities, I mean the people on authorities, they are the one that control what is happening. So and there's nothing can be done now. And listen, they are training terrorists in the soil of Nigeria. Where are the Air Force? So they cannot be on the air to see all this is happening. Where is the modern technologies of all the homework we have? We cannot use it to trace all those things, and you are telling me that all this will stop. This is a very big deal, by the highly, politicians making money and using our tax money to be sponsoring all these people. And you are saying until when Nigeria will vote their conscience and give, vote people they want. That is what this is will stop.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Mr. So.
Yeah, welcome to Matters on VOP.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Chris from Lagos. My take this afternoon is Nigeria, we don't have, the federal government, they are not supposed to in any way, whether it is peacekeeping or negotiation, they are not supposed to have any form of peacekeeping or negotiation with the people killing their people. Some people come into this country, you are killing people, and all government could do is to negotiate with them. Whether through Gumi or through anybody, we don't have to negotiate or do peacekeeping with them. As in, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. To me, the security going on in Nigeria is not beyond Nigerian federal government. You know what it means to be a federal government, the commander in chief. It's not beyond government. I'm of the opinion that if the government decide to stop this insecurity in her country today, insecurity will stop. It's because government has not decided to stop insecurity. And that is why I'm urging Nigerians, please get your PVC and let's vote for people who think, people who are ready, people who have the political will to step into matters and make changes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's read some messages. Good afternoon, Solomon the guest. Solo, can you remember how late Buhari and APC General Tris Kano from Kenya back to Nigeria and later jailed for life while the Boko Haram and bandits within our territories rather are going freely and give the APC government conditions what to do or what not to do. Is the government of APC helpless? Yes, they are helpless indeed, but after how to grab power again come 2027, oh God, arise and trouble those that trouble us. Mayor from Ikotun Igbe. Thank you very much, Mayor. The signs are written on the wall for anyone willing to see. If you think 2027 will be miracle, look at Ekiti. Okay, we're not talking about election today. Olusho Gajai from Odon Kurudu. Thank you very much. Okay. Good afternoon, VOP. My name is Pillar. I remember let me say this, your guest is not coming out straight about Gumi question. He's not saying the truth. I rest my case. The Pillar, thank you very much from Enugu. Okay. VOP, thank you for interviewing one of the terrorist agents who does not know what peacekeeping is all about and who is supposed to go on peace. Who is supposed to go on peacekeeping for a country, and the penalty of someone aiding terrorists like Gumi from Coach Koto. The president is not ready to fight insecurity. What Bello Turji and his group are doing is an invasion, and it is the duty of the federal government to check this. But instead, he is blaming the state governors. John from Ijaniki. Good afternoon, Solomon. This man is not the type you should engage in conversation like this. He's just imagine this man comfortably defending evil in broad daylight without conscience. Please, we don't need this kind of people. Your program Chima from Ikotun. I greet VOP session and guess. In fact, my worries all this while is that Nigerians need to know that to unseat this current administration is more than noise making on social media. Okay, Big Sam from Ijegun. Thank you very much, Big Sam. The government needs to do something. Patient from Mushori. Very much, Patient. Good afternoon, Mr. Solomon and VOP family. Please, I don't understand this, your guest. What is he saying? And the way he's defending the Northerners and Gumi, knowing fully well where whatever is going on in this country started with them. Please, okay, Vivian Love. Thank you very much, Vivian Love. Hi, Solomon. I considered listening to your guest for the past 1 hour. I share waste of time as I couldn't make anything out of everything he's saying. Listening to him trying to justify a horrible act of terrorism is, to say the least, irritating. From Yemi, Lagos. Good afternoon, VOP. Musa analysis is out of fear, and average northerners are in support of what is going on as an Islamic agenda. So Musa has nothing serious to say. If you're inviting people to analyze, please bring somebody that have Nigerians' interest at heart. Okay, Adoche Alade from Satellite. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Solomon. I really don't understand your guest. Why is he defending Gumi, calling negotiation a peacekeeping? Well, what an insolent. I think Gumi is bigger than this government not to have arrested him or call him for intelligence briefing. Gumi is a suspect. Thabiti Taiwo from Bagada. Good afternoon, Solomon. For me, your guest spoke very well, and he actually clarified Gumi's situation as if he has done wrong. Government will have arrested him. Maybe government has not seen anything wrong with the attitude of Gumi, or maybe government and Gumi have deals concerning the activities of terrorism in Nigeria. The man said it's bad to negotiate with terrorists. However, let's pray to God to save Nigeria. Gideon, thank you very much, Gideon. Hello.
Good afternoon, Solo the King.
Good afternoon. You're my last caller for today. Tell us the name where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, this is Mayor from the Kotegri.
Okay, Mayor, go ahead.
Solo, you get have sympathy for bandits. He clearly showed it. He didn't hide it. That's sympathy for them. But one thing is very, very scary. We are meant to understand so that after God is government, two of us. After God is government, why is this government so weak that they cannot deal with Boko Haram? Why is Boko Haram beginning for them also do what is the problem? What is happening? Please, before you bring anybody in the studio, people should know, because in fact, I was weak hearing that man. I was really tired. I was fed up. We have such a man defending a Boko Haram, saying that please what? People that are killing people, killing mothers, children. Haba. Please. This afternoon is very, very, very annoying to me. I'm telling you the truth. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Solomon. Your guest was just banking with all the questions you threw at him. He's just not realistic. God help us. Paul from Igondo. What a country. They arrested Nnamdi Kanu and Sowore, sponsor of the real killers to be in government. What figure of speech is that? Adam from AJ City. Okay, but sponsor the real killer to be in government. Oh, okay, now I understand what you're trying to say. Thank you very much, AJ City. It is time for us to go. Thank you very much for your contribution. Well, we've been talking about insecurity in Nigeria for a very, very long time. At this point, I think we're beginning to sound like a broken record now, because, I mean, these insecurity, these military intelligence that a notorious bandit leader Bello Turji and his loyalists are conducting weapons and training and tactical drills in part of Sokoto State. Now, the big question is, what are they going to do with this intelligence? Because it's one thing for you to know, it is another thing for you to act on what you know. Good, the security agencies have these intelligence reports. What are they going to do about it? Is the big question. We're waiting to see what these security agents do about this intelligence that they have about Bello Turji. And I mean, the information here is that they know all the places that these weapons training is happening. First of all, they know we have local government, is our local government area of Sokoto State. Have a couple of said the training activities are taking place in several communities, including Bingabale, Bafarawa, and so many other communities within the Eastern Senatorial District in Sokoto. Now they have this information. What next? What do you do about this? How do you fight these bandits and these insurgents to help with the security situation in this country? Well, we're here to see what happens, and of course, trust VOP 90.3 FM. We're going to give you all the information as we get them. Again, thank you very much for your contribution. It's always a pleasure putting on this mic and talking to you. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles at VOP 903 FM and subscribe to our YouTube channel at VOP 903 FM. You can also follow me on IG at Solofem1, as in SOLOFEM figure 1, and on X at Solofem. There is no one this time. I am Solomon Ofem. Thank you for listening.